Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. We're about to refresh the game and do an experiment. Shout out to Rob and everybody else that said, Prof, you need to do this experiment to fix the Mastery Core recoil masteries. Now, if you're wondering, why are you saying recoil masteries? Content creators have been notified in a series of messages. I don't think everybody's been notified, but certainly I've seen it, that particularly in the first 30 seconds to a minute, if you say certain words, that could be detected by an AI algorithm, determine whether or not your video stays monetized, and even whether or not you get a channel strike for too sensitive material. So it's just an easy thing for those of you who know what I'm talking about to say recoil masteries, because when you're talking about the offensive mastery tree, we're talking about liquid courage and double edge, which of course are only activated and unlocked after you put 1 point minimum into recoil. So right now, we're just going to test this. My top champions, 31,535 PI. We're going to do the exact same mastery setup that you see in front of you right here, but we're going to reset it. So I'm going to recover all 32 points and just put them right back where they were and see if the PI of the champs jumps back up to where it should be. We will see if this is going to work. And I'll be with you in a second. I'm currently recording before a meeting, and I'm trying to do two things at once. And it is not working. All right. The hardest part for me when doing this video is simply trying to remember where the points were, but I think this is actually easier now that I've done it so many times. Now, some people have told me that they don't put any points in Glass Cannon, and I just don't understand that philosophy. Because if you don't get hit, you just maximize your damage. Glass Cannon only you should take points off of if you find yourself getting wrecked on defense. Now, I've known people who say that their best incursions and even Battlegrounds mastery don't involve any of the top right tree. I don't understand it, but I understand that some people swear by it. So I'm going to put 2 points in deep wounds. And then I'm going to start with 1 point in assassin. Let's see how this does. 31,000 was the previous PI. 38,000 is the new PI. 7,000 difference. So the good news is it worked. So shout out to Rob and everybody else. Now the final test. And I'm going to regret doing this if it resets itself, but I need to test it. We're going to go to loadout 2. We're going to set it as active. That's going to give the champions now back down to 33,000 PI. If this works, now let's go back and see 38s. Oh my gosh. It reset it. So right now, every time you switch loadouts, you still have to manually reset it. The good news is you don't have to touch the other categories, but man, that's annoying. All right, well, part of me regrets trying that experiment, but I needed to do it for the good of the community and the good of data. So it worked, kind of. Be warned, if you switch loadouts, you've got to start it all over, at least right now. So that's the negative at the end of this story, but at least there's a positive somewhere in here.